Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Nathan with Sixth Sense Snakes. I'm here holding a friend of mine, Nagini. You're going to meet her in a couple of seconds. This is Nagini. Nagini's a sweetheart. She is our largest female snake. We've got a great show lined up today. We're going to talk about what it takes to care for snakes. We're going to hear from Addie about a day she had at school and what we did about it. But before we get into all of that, I want to say thank you to everybody checking us out on social media. Thank you to those of you who are checking us out on Patreon also. We're trying to start a really strong Patreon community filled with conversation. It's the number one way that you can support this channel and this new venture of ours. So head on over there in the link tree description below this video and check that out. We've got some really cool perks if you sign up early. One of them being that you're going to help us choose our business and channel logo. And we've had some great designers reach out to us about designing that new logo. So thank you for all that interest. Join us over on Patreon. So what does it take to care for snakes? We've got a number of snakes here. You see some enclosures in the background. We've got a few different systems here. We have some individual enclosures. We've got a couple of group enclosures, and we have a rack system. What does a typical day look like for us? That's one of the things that I've been asked probably as much as anything else. And this is one of the reasons why we believe so strongly that snakes make terrific pets. A lot of parents say that they don't want their kids to get a snake because they don't think they could handle the responsibility. So they get them a gerbil, a hamster. I will tell you that all of those animals are way more complex and time consuming than snakes. One snake probably takes 30 seconds a day. If you don't want to interact with it like I'm interacting with Nagini right now, she's having some really good exploration time. Look at that beautiful snake. She's exploring. She's having some enhancement time. It is just wonderful having her out. And we do this with all of our snakes pretty much every day. We give them about 10 minutes to half an hour out at least every day. Some of them more, some of them less. Depends on how they're feeling, how we're feeling, what their needs are. If they've eaten, if they're shedding. There's all sorts of factors that go into it. But that's not really care for the snakes. It is included, but it's not really care. To take care of snakes, what we do is every day, I do this twice a day, you don't have to. We check their enclosure to make sure they haven't gone to the bathroom. Snakes don't go to the bathroom that much. Maybe once a week, once a month, once every couple weeks. There's not an answer I can get from regular keepers. Some people say right after they eat, they'll go to the bathroom. I haven't seen that. A couple of them have gone to the bathroom twice since we got them. Many of them, most of them haven't gone at all since we got them. So I'd say maybe once a month, once every other week, something like that. So you check their enclosure. It's a spot clean if they go to the bathroom. It's really easy to pick up. It's not too different than cleaning up cat litter, although it's a lot easier. You take a paper towel, you spray a little bit of disinfectant on it, you pick up that area, clean it up. Maybe you put some new substrate down, you're done. It takes like 10 seconds. Every other day we change their water and we disinfect their bowls to make sure that the bacteria is not building up in there, mold's not growing up in there, algae is not growing in there. That's the sort of stuff that makes them sick. But again, our bathroom is right next to our bedroom, and so this is very fast. Maybe that takes 20 seconds. So far we're at about 30 seconds, and that can pretty much be it most days. Once a month you want to change out their substrate to make sure that they get a deep clean. That is a longer day. And you can stack that in one day if you have a few snakes. If you only have one snake, that's going to take you... I cleaned the substrate out of one of them the other day. It took 3 minutes to do a thorough cleaning. So again, not that much time. And again, you can handle them as much as you want, but I don't consider that to be everyday routine care, although we do that to really develop friendly snakes. Nagini here is just so curious. She's fascinated with my microphone. You see she's coiled around my arm. And doesn't hurt. She's pretty big girl. That is Nagini. That's how we care for our snakes. Now let me tell you about a day that Addie had, and I'm going to jump to my conversation with her, but Addie had a day at school recently that wasn't very good. She made some poor choices, and we had noticed that the day before she hadn't been spending time with her snake, Mario. Addie made some decisions during the day that were going to cause her to have some issues. And we realized after the fact that she hadn't held Mario the day before, that she hadn't really had that time to center herself the day before. We realized that what she needed was centering time. And so we provided a lot of time that evening for her to spend with her snake. And it had a really calming effect, a really great effect. And since that day, she hasn't had any issues. Now, we've tried to make sure we're giving her that time every day to spend with the snake. And I'm going to cut now to my conversation with Addie so you can hear about what she thinks and how it affects her to spend time with her snake. Hi, everyone. I'm here with my daughter, Adeline. Addie, say hi.
Hi.
Now, Addie, I want you to tell the truth, okay? Did you have a good day at school today?
Not really.
You have some trouble?
Yeah.
And did you have a good night when you got home from school?
Yeah.
You didn't get in any trouble at home?
Well, a little.
Yeah. And tough day, huh?
Yeah.
We have some tough days sometimes, right?
Yeah.
It's okay to have tough days. It's okay to have tough days sometimes, okay?
Okay.
So what are you doing right now?
I am holding a snake.
Can you lift your hands up so that people can see what you're holding? Who's that?
This is my snake Mario.
How does Mario make you feel?
Really good.
So when you're holding Mario, what happens?
He really gets really calm.
And do you get calm?
Yeah.
Do you think you were calm at school today? When you were doing the things that you were doing, do you think that you were really calm?
No.
Do you think you were making good decisions?
No.
When you're holding Mario, what does it feel like? You get really calm?
Yeah.
And when you get really calm, do you think you make really good decisions?
Yeah.
You slow down a little bit?
Yeah.
So what does Mario's skin feel like to you?
Really soft, kind of.
Do you like him when he's on your wrists and he's kind of making you slow down a little bit and sit still?
Yeah.
Is it one of your favorite things to just sit there and hold him and let him sleep on you?
Yeah.
Make you feel really happy and good?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you get to do that a lot, even if you have bad days?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it makes you feel better, right?
Yeah.
And do you ever sit and hold Oreo on your lap?
No.
Do you like it when Oreo comes home and when you come home and Oreo's zooming around the house?
No.
No? Does it scare you a little bit? Yeah? Does Mario scare you?
No.
When you go over to Kim's house and you get the big pythons around your neck over there, do you ever get scared?
No.
Are they friendly to you?
Yes.
Do they sometimes put their tongues out and give you kisses?
Yeah.
Do you think that's so cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks, sweetheart. Okay. So as you heard from her, she really loves the texture of the snake. It makes her feel very calm. It helps center her. She is really in heaven when she's holding the snakes. It's as close to heaven on earth as she can get, I think. The countenance, the joy that comes over her face, the smile that she has. That's the thing that really sold my wife on getting snakes to begin with, was just seeing how our children with these sensory needs responded to being with the snakes. It's just sharing the journey with all of you that this is really something that does seem to work with certain children and certain individuals who have sensory related issues, that it helps draw them back into a sense of grounding, peace, comfort. Much like a lot of people have emotional support animals, Addie has an emotional support snake. Not going to take it with us places because of how everybody else is going to scream, but she's not screaming at the snake. And so I hope that you learned something from that meant something to you. If it did, comment down there, what is your reaction when you see a snake right now? How do you feel about snakes? Are you someone who runs out of the room screaming? Or are you the type of person that gets really tense and can't be around it? Does fear just fill your belly? Or are you the type of person who's always been inquisitive and wanted to hold one? Or do you already have snakes and you just love them to pieces? Let us know. Start that conversation down below in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you and engage with you. All right, I promised you at the beginning of the video that I would share the one thing my wife wished she knew before we got snakes. Now, you will never guess this. There's a lot of things that we wish we knew, and we've tried to learn as much as possible. We did a lot of research. We've talked to a lot of keepers. We've talked to breeders. There is one thing Amanda wishes she knew before we got snakes, and that is that we're going to do a lot of time vacuuming in our bedroom because substrate gets everywhere. Water changes, handling snakes, moving around enclosures. There's a lot of reasons for substrate to get places, but we do spend a little bit of time almost every day vacuuming the carpeting in our bedroom. And so that's the one thing she says she wishes she knew before we got snakes. All right, this has been Nathan from Sixth Sense Snakes. Check out our Patreon. Check out all of our social media channels. Thanks for joining in again and tuning in. We'll see you next time.